I'm going to be honest with you guys. I had never played the original Majora's Mask on the Nintendo 64. After the greatness of Ocarina of Time, it just never appealed to me to have another Zelda game on my Nintendo 64. But then one day, on Club Nintendo, I decided to use my points to pick up Majora's Mask. But I wasn't that interested. My favorite Zelda games at the time were The Wind Waker, Minish Cap, Ocarina of Time. This game didn't look like it could hold up to my standards, but this game blew them out of the water. I quickly fell in love with this game, and it became my favorite Legend of Zelda game. It was beautiful. The gameplay, the atmosphere, the story, it was such a good game. But this is 2015, and the game has received a 3D remake for Nintendo 3DS, and I'm here to have a full in-depth review of this game. Going to find his friend Navi, Link finds a Skull Kid wearing Majora's Mask and two fairies, Tattle and Teal. This Skull Kid takes Link's horse Epona and his ocarina and turns Link into a Deku Scrub. And you are stuck with the fairy, Tattle. Eventually, you find a happy mask salesman who tells you if you don't get Majora's Mask back in 3 days, the scary moon, really scary moon, will crash upon you. Throughout the game, you're required to collect 23 masks, and eventually there is a 24th, which is awesome. There's 3 major masks in the game, though. The Deku Mask, as I stated earlier, the Goron Mask, and the Zora Mask. All 3 allow you to transform into the forms of dead people of these species. Mikau the Zora, Darmani the Goron, and what has been speculated to be the butler's son from the Deku family. The first temple you start off at is Woodfall Temple, where you'll be using your Deku Mask to solve puzzles, find stray fairies that will upgrade your magic, and defeat the boss, Adala. Personally, this is one of my favorite temples in the Zelda universe, definitely in my top 5. But the next temple, after healing Darmani's spirit, he will give you the Goron Mask, where you'll take on Snowhead Temple. Collect great fairies pieces to upgrade your sword's spin attack, and defeat the boss, Got, or Goat, some people say, which is my personal favorite Zelda boss in the whole series. The boss battle is so fun and unique. I also love this temple, one of my favorites. Next is the Great Bay Temple. As much as I love the Zora Mask, the Great Bay Temple isn't that good, even though I personally view it as maybe my 7th favorite Zelda dungeon. There's a lot of backtracking to it, and you find great fairy pieces to enhance your hearts and your health, and defeat the boss, Gorg. Next up is the final temple of the game. Really? Only 4 dungeons? Well, there's tons of side quests in this game, but I'll get to that later. This is the final temple, Stone Tower Temple, where you'll be using all 3 of your masks you have found on your journey to eventually beat Twin Mold, the boss, collect great fairy pieces, and go through an upside-down temple. Next, we have the side quests. Probably the best part of Majora's Mask. Things like the Romani side quest, and especially the Anju Cafe side quest, where a man has been turned into a boy by Skull Kid, and he's afraid to see his lover. And eventually, you have to unite the two so they can get married at the end of the game. This is definitely an emotional side quest that many disregard. But honestly, this is the best side quest ever, and there probably is a lot of praise about that. But after you've completed everything, you go up to the moon. All 23 masks you'll eventually give out to children wearing masks of Adala, Gorg, Got, and Twin Mold. And once you do that, you will receive the final mask from Majora, the Fierce Deity's Mask. Just as bad as Majora's Mask, containing evil and storing Link's spirit, you will fight Majora's Mask and eventually restore peace into Termina. Where then, the parade that was supposed to happen on the 4th day, it does. The carnival happens, and Link finds that Skull Kid wants to be his friend, and that the giants that protect the land of Termina are still Skull Kid's friend. They just had to work, too. And eventually, Link leaves Termina, and as he's through the woods, you see a picture on the log of Skull Kid and Link. Personally, the Majora's Mask soundtrack is one of my favorite in all of Zelda. It's so funny, almost, that you're going through a world that's about to end in 3 days, and you're rushing around to find that the music is lighthearted. The Clocktown theme is so lighthearted and friendly, but I still love that song. The music brings almost a new atmosphere to the game. Also, you play musical instruments as Link, Deku Link, Goron Link, and Zorame Link. Link's being the ocarina, Deku's being the horns, Goron's being the drums, and the Zora's being the guitar. These songs will allow you to do stuff like slow down the speed of time, return to the first day of the 3-day cycle, which, yes, it's not just 3 days straight through. You keep replaying the same 3 days. And unlock temples and figure out puzzles. The music in this game is definitely an important figure into the game. Even just bringing atmosphere to the game and letting you progress. I do have to say, the visuals have quite improved since the Nintendo 64 version. While I do think that the Wind Waker is the prettiest game in the Zelda universe, I definitely prefer the style of Ocarina of Time 3D and Majora's Mask 3D. These are personally beautiful games. And while today we are looking at Majora's Mask 3D, this game is absolutely beautiful. The graphics, very fine-tuned since the Nintendo 64. And if you can play it in 3D, I would definitely suggest that. It brings a whole new depth to the game. Also, everything just looks vibrant and colorful, except the dark parts, obviously. But the transformations just bring out the nice dark lighting, and it just looks so beautiful. This game is absolutely amazing. With a 3-day time limit to save all of Termina, you feel stressed, but you also feel endured into the game, because you can reset this 3-day cycle. But as you meet and progress all the people in this game, you start to feel for them. You want to actually save Termina as fast as you can to save these people. You grow to them, like Anju and Cafe, the happy mask salesman even, the curiosity shop owner. Am I the only one who likes that guy? Oh well, and the whole 4 temple thing, the game is still about 20 hours, which is a pretty long game. And I personally think 4 temples is just enough, really. The game is bulky as it is. And the visuals are outstanding for a 3DS game, and the music is some of the best in the Zelda franchise. For all the praise I give this game, I honestly can't find a thing negative. The mask gameplay is unique. It's the same Zelda formula that we love with a twist. That's why I'm giving Majora's Mask 3D 10 Fierce Deities masks out of 10. It is not just my favorite Zelda game, but it and its Nintendo 64 version are my favorite video game of all time. I want to thank you guys for checking out my first individual video besides my introduction on aesthetic games. I'm really excited because since I can't use my Elgato because I don't have a working computer right now, I'm just going to be doing reviews and top 5/10s with my phone that has iMovie on it, luckily. But yeah, I just wanted to start this series off with a bang by using my favorite video game of all time, Majora's Mask. So don't worry, not every game's going to get 10 out of 10. There is going to be some games that I think are meh, some games I really like, some games I think are absolute trash. But yeah, I really wish I could have been playing this game on my Legend of Zelda new 3DS, if I had one. But yeah, thanks again, guys. Tomorrow I will be starting another thing off with a bang. Instead of a top 5, it will be a top 10, my personal top 10 favorite Nintendo 64 games. So, yeah, just a quick reminder, not every game is going to get 10 out of 10. This is just a special occasion because it is my favorite video game. And after that, I'll be doing every other day a review or a top 5. So yeah, make sure to stay checked into that. Yeah, if you have any suggestions for a game I should review or a top 5 I should cover, please leave it in the comment section below. Make sure to like, comment your thoughts, tell me what I can improve on. And yeah, thank you guys for watching. I'll see you on my next video on Aesthetic Games.